we're getting to the point of the season where like this 65, whatever game curfew is starting to matter, and it's almost all NBA time. And people are doing it around. It's good content to look at the all NBA teams. This matters for us at Grizzlies fans because Jaren needs to come back to meet this, and it's in everyone's best interest for him to get on one of these 3 all NBA teams. I would say. It's definitely in Jaren's best interest. So I wanted to just talk it out with you and just go through and see, like, I'm curious if we have similar, like, I imagine that we have a lot of similar guys.
Yeah.
I also imagine that I didn't do my homework and I might have guys on here who won't make the threshold. I try to do my homework, but
sure.
I got done with my list and I was like, crap. So my first team right now, I've got SGA, Spida, Donovan Mitchell, Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. Is Giannis going to hit the threshold?
I think so because he's on my list. I was doing my homework, and that's the exact same list that I have for my first team. I think that Giannis will be the only one that's questionable hitting the threshold. But yeah, that's what I had on my first team.
Heck yeah. My second team might be all out of whack because it depends on when some of these guys come back.
Yeah.
Currently, I have Ant Edwards. I'm assuming. I have Brunson on this, even though I don't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah.
I've also got LeBron. I don't know if he's going to come back. I got KD and I got Tripp.
Yeah, so that's mine. I had LeBron third team. I had Brunson, and I actually have Cade Cunningham on my second team because he's going to be right on that second team. Like, he's just playing so incredibly well right now that I think he could play his way onto the second team.
He was my first name on the third team. I was like, and if LeBron, I mean, if he's out for an extended period of time, then that's it. Cade's playing really fun. He's playing some fun basketball. Like they played the Pelicans last night, and they were good game.
Even if Shaq doesn't know who their coach is, did you hear what he said? He said, shout out Chauncey Billups for the job he's doing in Detroit. Like, bro, like, Chauncey hadn't been there since they won the title when he played with them. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, I don't understand. Like, anyway,
you could have named anybody else, Shaq. You know Chauncey, don't you know Chauncey?
Bro, like, I don't know. Anyway, shout out JB Bickerstaff and the job that he's doing there in Detroit. Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, is playing his way onto the second team All NBA, and I got Tripp there too. I think that we'll see kind of where it falls if he needs to come back like with his hair on fire if he's going to get second team. I think his floor is third team for sure. I think he's going to make an All NBA team, but I think second is within reach if he comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah. Third team, I imagine. So I had Cade. Did you have LeBron?
I did not have LeBron.
You don't have LeBron anymore.
Okay. I'm just it's fatigue. Like, sure. I mean, he'll probably make third team, but yeah.
So I've got Curry, Evan Mobley, Cat. So I did have LeBron. I struggled with Darius Garland or Jaylen Brown for that last spot. I feel like you might have to have 2 Celtics or 3 Cavs is absurd. I don't know if I can actually do 3 Cavs, but that last spot, I feel like you give to a lot of people.
And so my third team's a little bit different as well. I went Jaylen Brown because, again, I agree. There's going to be 2 Cavs. There's going to be 2 Celtics. Like, they're just too good not to be.
Yeah.
And then I've got Evan Mobley. The other one I'm kind of entertaining, and I don't know about this, but like, he's gotten a lot of love, but like Alfred Şengün's been playing pretty well in Houston, and he's gotten a lot of love and attention. I could see him or maybe Sabonis from Sacramento sneaking on that third team.
Yeah.
But my third team was Steph Curry, Cat, Evan Mobley. I went Şengün and Jaylen Brown.
It seems bizarre if the Rockets it's just going to be really strange if the Rockets finish in a top 5 seed and they don't have that, and they had an all-star and they just don't. It just seems weird for them to not end up with someone on this to not have a guy in the top 15 best players in the league. It just seems weird.
Yeah, and Şengün has been that guy for him. Like, he was the all-star. You know, Amen Thompson's not there yet. Like, he's playing great, but he's kind of come back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Sabonis is averaging a double-double once again, and so like it could easily be him. So like that's kind of like what's my like. It's like Şengün / Sabonis, whichever one, they pick.
Yeah. I like, I mean, we had about like 12 of the 15 similar names. I think that there's a couple guys on here like Brunson, like Tripp, like LeBron, Jesus Christ. I was like, there's one guy, I was like, what's his name?
Oh,
him.
LeBron.
Oh, LeBron. Yeah. There's the guys like that, like they're going to be close. Like like Brunson at ankle didn't look good. Tripp, I feel confident about.
Yeah. I think Tripp will be back, and I think he'll knock on wood. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be ready to play.
Yes.
Yes, DG, it is not just the Western Conference, but the Western Conference has had, once again, better teams, better players is what it is. This is an interesting, this is kind of a little bit off topic. This is going to be interesting to watch because Sabonis is also asking about, like, what does the future of the franchise, what does my spot here look like? He's asking some questions. If Sabonis hits the trade market, like, one of the things we struggle with is rebounding, right? And, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's one that I would entertain. He's going to be way too expensive, but he's one I'd call about. I've got my ideas about who we need to really be aggressive on this offseason. Sabonis would be like a fringe guy for me, but, man, it would be nice to have that rebounding prowess on this team.
Sabonis is I mean, we've had conversations about Vucci Mane on this podcast. He's everything that Vucci Mane does, but a bajillion times better. Way better.
I mean, he's a bucket and a board. Like, I mean, then all these nerds on Twitter can stop talking about trading Jaren because Sabonis is going to get all the rebounds.
See, I didn't mean for this to turn into a Sabonis section, but I like this. Can Sabonis contribute? Do you need him to be a top 3 option?
No, this team. You absolutely wouldn't need him. Like, he would just be a cleanup guy. He would be a putback guy. Like, absolutely. Like, I don't need him as a top 3 option. And I don't know that he needs to be that top 3 option either. But you cannot tell me that a lineup of Ja, Dez, Jalen, Jaren, and Domantas Sabonis is not going to be a problem for the NBA.
Oh, man. We might have a Sabonis episode tomorrow. I'm starting to think we're about to play a game of Would You Make That Trade?
Would you make that trade?
And I didn't have Sabonis on the list, and I'm like, I can play some games
tomorrow.
Tomorrow we might talk about Sabonis because.
So I know I'll be on Fanspo later this morning making up trades to see what happens.
Yep, I'm saying I got time before work. I'm going to be like, because I mean I'm like Sacramento's moving a little faster. What are they doing? We got some young blood. But you know what?
Again, pick and roll, rebounding, putbacks. Like, Sabonis checks a lot of boxes for this team.